Welcome to the latest episode of KapVista Klips. Today we're here with Matt from HNSI. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Awesome. So I want to jump straight into it and get into what HNSI is, like we do on every episode. But before we do, I want to find out about you, your background, and the team behind the company and how you got to this point. So I'm going to pass it over to you. Give me your background and your experience. Tell me where you started and how you got to this point.
Well, coming out of business school, I went to Wall Street and worked as an investment banker, and was really kind of a financial guy, and went back and forth looking at a lot of different technologies. We were doing a lot of wireless and other related technologies, and a little bit of hardware, and got into the uh, electronic man, uh, electronic manufacturing space. Um, that didn't come out very well. And eventually came into seeing a bunch of these batteries, big format batteries. I didn't like the business cases, but I did like the promise that these batteries held, and so we started thinking about it, whether or not we could find an application for them. Backup power seemed like a likely one, and we started working some numbers. They worked out, and we started the business. So we being my partner Tim and I had known Tim for a long time, since I had just gotten out of college, and we worked in banking together. And uh, we decided to start this thing, and here we are. We've got a couple other friends that have come in with different backgrounds that are complementary to what our skill sets are, and so far it's working very well.
Brilliant. So in the simplest terms, give me your shortest pitch. What is the company? What is the technology?
So we make battery energy storage systems, and it's just an acronym for big batteries. And big batteries aren't all that new. They've been around for a while. They have different applications. It's just finding the specific application that can drive revenue to make it worth your while.
Yeah.
And so, looking at the marketplace where we wanted to be, is in the diesel generator replacement field for our backup power solutions, and then our energy trading or energy arbitrage solutions are in the um, probably megawatt to 3.5 megawatt hour increments. It's all scalable. We just want to stay where the margins are the best and the competition is the least. And eventually, people will see that we're being successful there, and competitors will come in. That's the nature of economics. So we want to get there fast, and exploit the opportunities that we have in front of us.
Yeah. So you're focusing on the telecommunications space. So providing backup systems for mobile phone towers.
Right. So we had to we electricity is ubiquitous. So we had to pick a market, one that we knew, one that we had a lot of relationships in, and one that really needs electricity 24/7, 365, and is willing to pay for it. So we started developing our backup solution, specifically for cell towers, but it can be used for anything in any industry. Um, and it's a long process. You have to get the all the parties, the carriers, the towers, and other players, comfortable with your equipment. You have to be able to prove that you can perform and things of that nature. And it's a long sales cycle. But at the same time, we're developing um, our energy arbitrage platform, that is a much shorter sales cycle. And there are two different types of buyers. One is for the operation of their highly reliable networks, and the other is for making money off of charging and discharging it at different times.
Okay.
So
Well,
their time value of money is of the essence to the trading arbitrage guys, and bulletproof operations and reliability is key to the telecom guys.
okay. So tell us about the milestones you've achieved since the company started. What does it look like now?
Uh, well, when it first started, it was just the two of us having lunch. So since then, we've built a lot of different systems and prototypes and the like. We have added the notion of using upcycled EV batteries to some of our products, and we've developed a number of different prototypes using different OEMs batteries. We built our first couple of prototypes with a European auto manufacturer. They shipped us $500,000 worth of batteries, and we started tinkering away with them. Um, they aren't quite at the stage where they're ready to start doing stuff in the US. So we pivoted to make our primary OEM a Japanese OEM,
Hmm.
and we're working with them towards the initial purchase of batteries will be somewhere around 25 megawatt hours of storage. So that's quite a bit. It gets us set with more than what we need for the near term. And then we have established a group of other um, methods to get the feedstock we need in the volumes that we need. Um, and so we're comfortable on the supply side. That was something we worried about going into it. Would we be able to get enough supply? Um, and we've answered that question. It's absolutely we can. And there's there are a number of different advantages to using the upcycled EV batteries. One being you save a lot of money. We're at about 10 cents on the dollar compared to buying brand new batteries. So
Yeah.
that's significant. It gives us an awful lot of pricing flexibility in the marketplace. So we can be at a significant discount to new materials and better known names to grab market share and get the ball rolling. It also comes around to qualifying for some of the investment tax credits that are available in the U.S. Because they count as domestic content. So the makeup of the equipment of the battery system um, can be defined by what materials and what percentage of the system is made up of those materials. And if you buy new batteries from Asia, they don't qualify. And if you use used EV batteries, regardless of where they came from, that counts as domestic content. So that's a big one for us. And with so there's a 30% base investment tax credit. And then there are two different adders on there that are 10% each. So one is for domestic content, and one is if the location where the battery system is deployed is in what's called an energy community, as defined by the investment. So the Inflation Reduction Act. If you hit those uh, two criteria, you get a 50% investment tax credit. And the
Wow.
credits are fully transferable. So if you don't have taxable profits to shelter, you can sell them.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, and you're raising capital. How much are you raising, and what's the use of funds for?
We're raising 5 million, and the use of funds are developing the initial 50 100 kilowatt hour units and getting those into the field operations. There's some development cost of $500,000 in tooling and developing and designing the final touches to the system. And there's a slice in there for software development.
Okay, amazing,
And
amazing.
we use third party manufacturer that we've known for a while that builds best systems for a living. We figured let's just focus on what we can do better and bring in the experts to help us with the other stuff. So manufacturing is third party. The maintenance and field services is third party from another group that we've known for a long time that has nationwide capabilities and 1,600 electrical technicians in the field and plenty of trucks and stuff. So we're not spending money on that stuff.
Okay. And let's say you raise the $5 million today. What does the next 12 to 18 months look like? What are you looking to achieve with that raise?
So we would look to make and sell the first 50 units, and that would bring in a revenue of about $1 million, and and set the field for obviously getting more into more units sold into the field. With the energy trading guys, we could be off and running. So they're talking about uh, 30 megawatt hours of storage in the initial purchase, which is substantially more than 100 units. And so we would look to nail that down, and develop both the energy arbitrage and the backup power products simultaneously.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. It's great to chat to you. This is, I think, a really strong opportunity, given that where society and governments are heading. Looking at the clean energy space, plus the recycling of the automotive batteries. There's a big issue there. So what you're doing is hitting two birds with one stone, and then the tax credits, especially for the US markets. That's a really interesting opportunity.
Yeah, and I think one of the great things is that the sort of the environmental benefits of what we're doing are kind of a happy door prize, because the business by itself is highly sustainable without help from the government, and but we're certainly not going to turn it away.
Yeah,
But we're looking at the really larger macro factors that are going on, which is um, all Western societies are spending trillions of dollars on
yeah,
things that demand more electricity. And I'm not seeing a corresponding investment in the generation and distribution of electricity. So the only two things that can come from that are shortages, which are blackouts,
hmm
and higher prices, which nobody really likes. And the higher prices are going to drive uh, even bigger opportunities for the energy arbitrage business. And if you're trying to prevent the shortages, you're going to have to invest in storage.
yeah, yeah.
So
Exactly, exactly. So your business is heading into almost a future-proofed industry because of the demand globally.
absolutely, yeah, I don't see well, particularly in the U.S. and I know a lot of other nations the same way, but electric utilities aren't something that rapidly respond to an issue and just throw money at a problem. In fact, I was just reading in the paper today that the state utility here put down this big spending plan, and the utility commission shot it down and said no. And the commissioner said, it was quoted in the paper, he said, we need to modernize and upgrade our grid, but the ratepayers can't afford it.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly,
and I'm
exactly.
sure, that thing is that's the same situation in the other 49 states.
Yeah, and not just the US, but most Western countries are exactly the same. All right. Thank you very much for jumping on and chatting to me. This has been great. Anybody who's watched this episode wants to find out more, please reach out to my team and we can connect you directly through to Matt. But thank you very much. It's great to chat.
Thank you. Take care.